Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Friday afternoon from Kindred here today as we have a doubleheader for you as we'll get to the Kindred Vikings going up against the Gators of Badger Greenbush-Middle River in our first contest. Second contest will feature the Vikings and alongside the Lobos of Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Edgeley coming up here a little bit later on today for a Region 1 contest or a Region 1 contest coming up here for Little Class B softball. Taking a look at the first matchup here of the day, the Kindred Vikings head coach by Sam Brandt with a mark of 4 wins and 0 losses on the year. 3-0 in the region, coming off a 22-0 win against Sargent County and Oaks here back on April the 16th, and also a 8-5 win at Northern Cass earlier in the week here on the 21st. Up next for the Vikings after today, they'll have a couple of games on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Scheduled next game is Monday against Central Cass right here at 5 o'clock on Monday afternoon, Tuesday at Valley City, and then Thursday against Hankinson Co-op, albeit barring Mother Nature upcoming for the Vikings. While on the opposite side here for the Gators at 3-4 in the season for head coach Kent Christensen, coming off a win over Northern Frazee back on Thursday, 16-0. They have a scheduled game against Roseau on Monday, and then Tuesday at Lake of the Woods as well. For the Gators, after this game wraps up, they will play Northern Cass next here in Kindred, and then Kindred again will go up against the Lobos in a rescheduled game from earlier from Mother Nature for a region counter. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with more after this, get to the starting lineups and the opening pitch. Then more is still to come later today here from Kindred for high school softball.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today.
And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
When we bought our first home in Fargo, we had no idea where to start. A friend told us to call First Class Mortgage, and I'm so glad we did. They explained every step, answered all of our questions, and made us feel completely at ease. We closed on time and even got a better rate than expected. If you're buying or refinancing, trust me, call First Class Mortgage. They really do live up to their name.
First Class Mortgage is locally owned. Visit firstclasscorp.com for more info.
As we continue here, let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visitors on the scoreboard in Badger Greenbush-Middle River, as they'll go like this. Kaylee Hansen will bat leadoff and in the circle here today for BGMR, followed by Emily Polk, the first baseman, batting second. Tina Lanzer, the shortstop, will be batting third here for Badger Greenbush-Middle River, with Lexi Dahl will be batting cleanup here for the catcher. Kate Harder, the third baseman, batting fifth. From there, you'll have Madeline Polk, the second baseman and the sister of Emily, batting sixth. Jocelyn Wagee, the right fielder, batting 7th, with Ava Gus, the center fielder, batting 8th, and Mackenzie Von Endy, the left fielder, will be batting 9th. Again, for the Gators, you have Hansen in the leadoff spot with Emily Polk, will be batting 2nd, Lanzru 3rd, Dahl 4th, Harder at 3rd base, batting 5th, with Madeline Polk, the 2nd baseman, batting 6th. Wagee, the right fielder, with Gus, the center fielder, and Von Endy, the left fielder, here today for Badger Greenbush-Middle River, and their head coach, Kent Christensen, who was just recently selected as a member of the 2026 class of the Minnesota Fast Pitch Coaches Association Hall of Fame. So congratulations goes out to Kent for that honor as well for Badger Greenbush-Middle River. Well, for the Kindred Vikings, they'll go like this in their starting lineup here today, with Miss Kittleson, the catcher, will be batting leadoff here for the senior for Lila Kittleson. From there, Josie Mathis, the senior second baseman, will be batting 2nd. Janet Tazark, the junior shortstop, batting 3rd, with Sierra Nipstead, the 3rd base cleanup batter, the sophomore. Bergen Eisenchank will be batting 5th, the sophomore designated player today here in our first game for the Kindred Vikings. From there, Kate Odegaard, the sophomore left fielder, and then you got Charlie Odegaard, her sister, in the circle today for the senior pitcher, as she'll be batting 7th. Brianna Fuchs, the senior first baseman, batting 8th, and then Miss Schmitz, the freshman center fielder, will be batting 9th for the center fielder, and then Lauren Schliemann, the freshman, will be in right field in the flex position today for head coach Sam Brent and the Kindred Vikings. Again, Kittleson, Mathis, Tazarek, Nipstead, Eisenchank, then a pair of Odegaards of Kate and Charlie, respectively. Kate in left, Charlie in the circle. Fuchs at first base, batting 8th, and Schmitz, the center fielder, will be batting 9th, and Schliemann again will be in the outfield here today for the Kindred Vikings. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll remind you what's still to come here later throughout the month of April and as well into the month of May here on YourLiveEvent.com. All ahead of our starting lineups and the opening pitch today for our first of 2 here in Kindred. Sunny skies, wind blowing in from right field to right center a little bit, but nothing compared to what we saw on Wednesday and even yesterday with the gusts. All things considered, a pretty pleasant day here in Kindred. Currently in the mid-50s and sunny skies as well. When we come back, we'll let you know what's on deck here on YourLiveEvent.com for the rest of the month of April and as we get into the month of May as well for high school athletics here on Your Live Event.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
And everything they said is what they did. When they built the plan, wildlife wanted this, wanted that. They bent over backwards to satisfy everybody.
This kind of gave us a shot in the arm. Now we're going to build a new community center. We're allowed to give funding to a lot of our school programs.
Our kids have had all of this as their backyard, so it's a great way of life.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
A little bit later tonight here just south of us in Kindred, we'll have high school baseball when Hillsborough Central Valley comes down and goes up against the Vikings. Josh Boyko on the call for you on that one just over an hour from now at 5 o'clock for the opening pitch here between Hillsborough Central Valley and alongside the Kindred Vikings for high school baseball later today here in Kindred. Again, Josh Boyko on the call for you on that one. From there, we get into Monday where the Kindred Vikings are scheduled to host the Central Cass Squirrels. Again, we'll see what Mother Nature has in store for for some pending rain showers over the weekend, but that game, very much so as it's done in recent years, could very easily determine who the number one seed is going into the Region 1 tournament, alongside with Hillsborough, Central Valley, kind of the top team so far early on here in Region 1 play when it comes to high school softball. And then we'll be back in Kindred again on Tuesday with the Joan Holland Classic for track and field, as we'll have the field events at 2 o'clock with the track events starting at 3 o'clock. So, again, that'll be on a Tuesday here in Kindred. For more on our upcoming high school sports schedule throughout the month of April, go to yourliveevent.com or simply subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Your Live Event as well. We'll have the Region 1 and Region 2 softball tournaments coming up in the middle part of May. It's not too far away, just a couple weeks before we talk postseason baseball, softball, track and field, get into golf as well as we kind of wrap up the school year here for 2025 and 2026. Both these teams, a lot of tremendous success in their respective states, specifically here for the Gators of BGMR, coming off a season in which last year they finished runner-up at the state tournament here in 2025, second place in 2023, and fourth place here in 2021 as well. Ken Christensen, over 3 decades as the head coach here for the Gators, and they've been pretty consistent as a state tournament representative here moving forward in terms of what they've been able to do. Still looking for that first championship in program history, but a team that has been to state a lot since the year 2000, as they've been there 12 times here in program history for the BGMR Gators. While for the Kindred Vikings, taking a look, they made it to state every year since 2013 outside of last season, and they have been there 11 times with 3 state titles, 4 state titles, most recently back in 2024 when they won it in Jamestown 2 seasons ago, with state championships in Class B in 2014, 2016, and 2017 as well, on top of what they were able to do 2 seasons ago here for the Kindred Vikings and head coach Stan Brett. The state tournament this year in Class B for baseball and softball will be back in Jamestown when it comes to high school baseball and softball for Class B in North Dakota. Class A will make its way again to Minot. That's a look at a little bit of the history between the Vikings and the Gators in their respective states and where they come from. BGMR made the trek 3.5 hours south to play a couple of softball games here for both of these teams. This one, an opportunity maybe to throw 1 or 2 different players in the starting lineup, get a little bit more repetition, or go with your normal 9 that you feel pretty good with and see if you can continue to get some rhythm and success as you go into the last couple of weeks of the regular season before it's the section tournament in Minnesota and the regional tournament here in North Dakota as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, starting lineups at the opening pitch again around the corner here for the opening pitch at the top of the hour. We'll have first of 2 games today in Kindred. It's the Vikings and the Gators in game number 1. Then we'll get to the Lobos of Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, Edgeley going up against Kindred in game number 2. That and more still to come here today on yourliveevent.com.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us. Badger Greenbush-Middle River will be the visitors on the scoreboard. The Vikings of Kindred, the home team here, as we have both a center field cam and behind the plate cam set up for you here today in Kindred. Again, all things considered, a gorgeous day when it comes to spring athletics here in the month of April. The Vikings with their white uniforms, Vikings across the front in blue with the blue numerals with the pinstripes up top. While for the Gators, they'll have their green tops with their black bottoms, black numerals outlined in white here for the Gators across the front here for BGMR. As for the Gators in game number 8 of the season, while for the Vikings, game number 5 of the year. Opening pitch scheduled for 4 o'clock, and we're right on time here today in Kindred. Sunny skies again, 56 degrees, wind blowing in from center field right center with the gust that's going to make its way through, but nothing like we've had yesterday and also 2 days ago. As Charlie Odegaard in the circle going up against her opposition here with Hansen. Opening pitch right on time at 4 o'clock, and the first pitch of the contest will run in, and this one will be a ball. So 1-0 on the way here to the pitcher, as we'll see Charlie Odegaard again for the Vikings, the senior here for head coach Sam Brandt. Here's the 1-0 offering. That'll run in at the hands now, 2-0. Kittleson behind the plate with Nipstead over at third. Janet Tazarek stands at shortstop with Mathis at second, and Fuchsa is in right field. In first base. We'll get to the right fielder here after the pitch. 2-0 offering. I'll be underneath the knee. Now 3-0. Schliemann in right field with Schmitz in straightaway center, and Kate Odegaard stands in left. Kaylee Hansen, 3 balls, no strikes, as Odegaard looking to find a strike zone. Been close with the 3-0 offering on the way. As this one will roll to the backstop, it will be a 4-pitch walk. Hansen will take first, and the Gators have a runner aboard here in the top of the first inning. As they'll see it now to the lefty in Emily Pollock, the first baseman, stepping up here for the Gators. And right away for head coach on the way, Ken Christensen. We'll see what he's able to do with the runner on. We'll see what Emily does here, batting from the left-handed side against Charlie Odegaard. Odegaard in the circle, righty-lefty matchup. And this one will be hit on the ground. That'll go to Nipstead at third, who is coming in. They'll move the runner across. So Emily able to do the good job of moving Hansen over 60 feet. There is one down here in the top of the first inning. Pollock is retired 5-3 on the putout. Now it goes to Tegan Landsrud coming up to the plate. Good job by Nipstead, playing about 5 feet in front of third, trying to take that bunt away, as that was a quick shot that came over to her. Good throw over to Fuchsa at first. So 1 pitch, 1 down. Now it goes to Tegan Landsrud, as Landsrud will take a strike at the knee. It's 0-1. Tegan, the Gators shortstop here for their first of 2 games. After this, for the Gators, they will play Northern Cass coming up here, so they get a little flavor of what Region 1 softball has in store here for Class B North Dakota, for the Gators making their way from the north side of Minnesota. As this one is hit down the right field line, that'll go foul. And the first one that'll go out of play here today, it's now 0-2. So after 4 straight pitches that were just out of the zone to Hansen, 1 pitch, 1 out to Pollock, and now Charlie Odegaard works no balls, 2 strikes ahead on Tegan Landsrud here for the shortstop. Runner in scoring position, 0-2 pitch that'll run in at the out of the zone. It's now 1-2. Lexi Dahl due up next here for the Gators catcher. 1 down with the runner in scoring position. BGMR looking to strike first here in the top of the first inning. Odegaard with the pitch, and this one will go foul again. It'll be now 1-2. Be busy in this area of Kindred coming up in the next 45 minutes to just over an hour. We'll get to our baseball coverage on yourliveevent.com with Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Kindred at 5 o'clock for a Class B baseball matchup in North Dakota. 1-2 again. Just out of the zone, it's 2-2. I missed by much, did Charlie there, as Kittleson behind the plate trying to give it a good frame. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good pitch for Charlie. If you're Sam Brandt, you'll gladly miss at that particular spot of the zone. Here's the 2-2 on the way. This will be hit on the ground, and they go to second baseman. A little 3-hopper. Mathis makes the play to Fuchsa, 4-3. Hansen has gone the Little League way around with the walk, a couple of ground outs, and she now stands at third base, but the Vikings will record out number 2, and now it goes to Lexi Dahl, the catcher, batting cleanup here for BGMR and head coach Kent Christensen. As Charlie Odegaard's done a good job keeping that ball on the ground to Emily Pollock, and now Landsrud here. We'll see what she can do against Dahl. First pitch, and look out as that one goes on top of the railing here. And it will be 0-1. That one nearly went right into the Viking dugout up the first base line. Visiting dugout up the third baseline here. As we'll see a courtesy runner coming into the game here for BGMR. As they will make their way through here across for the Gators. As this one will be with Maggio. So Maggio will come in for the pitcher. And run now at third base here for BGMR here for Hansen. So no balls, one strike. Everybody up on the first base dugout, probably a little more awake and active after a rocket foul ball that went just on top of the railing here. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Charlie Odegaard. As that'll run in for a ball, it's now 1-1. Good job by Kettleson behind the plate, sliding and making sure that that ball didn't get behind her to the backstop here with Maggio again at third. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here to Dahl. As Odegaard sees this one going to be a grounder. As that'll go to the first baseman. She's trying to beat the infield, unable to do so. Here will be an infield base hit on the way as Fuchsa was able to make it. Mathis was trying to cover. Then by the time hustling up the first baseline was Dahl. So Maggio will come in and score. And we got a new score on the scoreboard here. So we'll also get a courtesy runner coming in. But for BGMR, they do plate the first run of the game. It's now 1-0. And we'll get a courtesy runner coming in again here for the Gators. As making their way through will be Lawrenson coming in for Dahl. So able to beat that one out on an infield hit was Lexi Dahl. Charlie Odegaard would love to have that opportunity back again where she had another ground ball as Harder will dig in. Harder first pitch will take a strike. It's 0-1, but able to hustle out of the box there was the catcher for BGMR, and just like that, the Gators do get that leadoff walk in without having to put one onto the outfield or onto the outfield here in the first inning. As Harder sees one falling behind for Kate now 0-2. Charlie Odegaard trying to minimize the damage to 1 run here in the top of the first inning. No balls, 2 strikes here to the number 5 batter in the Gators lineup. The 0-2 pitch here from Charlie. Swing and a miss, strikeout, and Odegaard able to retire the side. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played a half inning today. It's BGMR 1 with the Kindred Vikings coming to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning.
No matter the need, no matter the importance, Life Care Medical Center is here for you through it all. Find nurturing professionals providing personalized care and attention for parents and their newborns during the beginning of a new life. Find specialized surgeons giving life back to patients through a wide variety of outpatient and emergent surgeries. Find physical therapists guiding one through their most challenging times, but towards their best times. Find care close to home. Life Care Medical Center.
Hi, I'm Kate and I live in Warroad, Minnesota. It's south of Canada on Lake of the Woods. There's lots of outdoor opportunities like fishing, boating, hunting, things like that. And we do have a lot of local businesses, clothing stores, coffee shops, bars and restaurants. You know pretty much everybody. Everyone's gonna support you. Everyone's there for you. Warroad's a super safe community. It's a great place to raise a family. You never know what you can find in a community like this. I always think small town, but big hearts.
Bottom of the first inning, Kittleson, the catcher, will be going up against Hansen here in the circle for the Kindred Vikings. We'll see what Kittleson can do. Looking to bunt, she takes it back. That will be a ball, did not offer. So Kittleson, Mathis, and Tazarek again, top third of the lineup here for the Vikings. As Hansen looks into her counterpart here for Dahl behind the plate. The 1-0 on the way as Kittleson will take a strike. It's 1-1. Harder stands at third base with Landsrud at shortstop. Madeline Polk stands at second with her sister Emily at first. So we'll get to the outfield after the pitch. Here's the 1 ball, 1 strike offering. As Kittleson takes a good rip at it, it's now 1-2. Von Endy in left field, Gust in center, and Wagee stands in right here for the Gators. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way to Kittleson. As Kittleson sees one work out of the zone now, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the Vikings leadoff batter as they're trying to get a leadoff runner aboard as the Gators did in the top of the first. And the off-speed pitch just got out of the grip of Hansen there, works the count full. So nice at bat here for Kittleson. 6 pitch on the way upcoming. Works the count full. Hansen with the payoff offering. Swing and a miss, and Hansen gets the strikeout. And there's one down here in the bottom of the first inning. Now it goes to Josie Mathis, the senior second baseman. One down with nobody on here in the bottom of the first. First time for today that Hansen will go up against a righty-righty matchup. Here's a shot hit in the air. That'll go to right center field. Got a little carry to it, and right in front of the warning track there, Gus makes a good play, and there's one pitch and now two down here as Mathis gave it a good rip into center field on the way. I was able to see Gus again make that play in center. Now it goes to the junior shortstop here, to Zark. And she will take low for a ball. Does Janet's now 1-0. BGMR coming off a win of their last game against Northern Freeze. That was yesterday where they 10-run ruled them, won 16-0. And this is going to be a swing and a miss. It's now 1-1. And the Vikings also coming off a win their last time up against Northern Cass here. That was with a 8-5 win up in Hunter earlier in the week. This will be hit on the ground, and that will be through for a base hit underneath the glove of Harder at third, taking the turn around first to Zark. She's going to slide into second base. And the Vikings have their first base runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first inning. Good hit, went right underneath the glove of Harder, makes its way into left field, and by the time Bonendi was able to get there, Zark was hustling out of the batter's box. Now it goes to Nipstead. Sierra Nipstead will see this one go foul. It's 0-1. Cleanup batter here in the lineup for head coach Sam Brandt. Vikings trying to get a little two-out rally here and see if they can at least tie the ball game up with a potential pair of back-to-back two-out hits. Well, for Hansen, I'm going to get the Gators into that dugout with a 1-0 lead. Nice pitch. Inner half of the plate at the knee now. 0-2 to Sierra. So strikeout of Kettleson, a flyout of Mathis, a double by Zark. Now we'll see what Nipstead has with the 0-2. That'll run in. Sierra able to dance out of the way. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the throw comes back to second base. As Madeline Polk and Lanzer trying to keep Zark close, just in case if there is one that gets through the infield. Here's the 1-2 offering. Off-speed pitch. Nipstead hits this one into short right center field. Coming in and making the catch will be gushed into center to retire the side. There are no runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left in scoring position. We played 1 today here in Kindred. It's BGMR 1 with the Kindred Vikings scoreless as we head to the second.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Top of the second inning we go here in Kindred today, where the BGMR Badger Greenbush-Middle River Gators have a 1-0 lead over the Kindred Vikings after 1 inning, and they will send up the 6, 7, and 8 batters here in the lineup with Madeline Polk, the second baseman, due up here for the Gators. Chase Miller with you today on YourLiveEvent.com for high school softball as BGMR made the way down to Kindred, as they will play Northern Cass on the field behind us coming up next at about 5:45, 6 o'clock after this one wraps up. We will have our next contest on Your Live Event here in Kindred. We will stay put on this field, and we will have a Region 1 counter, which was a makeup from earlier in the season between the Lobos and the Vikings. So Madeline Polk coming up here with Charlie Odegaard, as Odegaard was able to get into a rhythm to close out the inning. This is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1 after a 4-pitch walk to Hansen. It was kind of the small ball variety for the Gators as they moved Hansen over from first to eventually third with a pair of groundouts. She was lifted with the courtesy runner Maggio. An infield hit by Dahl was able to score the first run of the contest. And now Odegaard works ahead on Madeline. It's 0-2. So Charlie Odegaard, no balls, 2 strikes on the way to the leadoff batter here in the second inning to BGMR, Madeline Polk. The pitch. That'll work out of the zone, now 1-2. Take a look at the signs from the respective coaches here and what you're able to see. Here's the 1-2 offering. Foul tipped, and we'll stay alive here for Polk. Wagee and Gust here. Then Von Endy due up here for BGMR before it goes back to the top of the lineup with Hansen. And the second time around here for the Gators. Odegaard in the circle for the Vikings with the payoff pitch. This will be hit in the air. That'll go to short right field and eventually dying for a base in front of Schliemann and Schmitz with the wind blowing in. That helped Madeline a little bit as well. That'll be a base hit, the second one for the Gators, and they will get, for the second straight inning, their leadoff batter aboard here for BGMR. Jammed her a little bit, but kind of hit into Bermuda's triangle far enough to where it was going to go past Mathis at second, but by the time Schliemann and Schmitz were able to try to get on their horse and catch it, the wind just died it down, so Madeline Polk able to get a leadoff base hit. We'll see for Coach Christensen what they want to do with Wagee here, the right fielder with a runner on. As this will miss out of the zone for a ball, now 1-0. Got Hansen on with a 4-pitch walk in the first, eventually came in to score. Gators looking to have some similarities here in the top of the second now with the leadoff batter aboard. That's Polk at first base. Odegaard takes a look inside the dugout for head coach Sam Brandt. Takes a look at the wristband, gets the call and the offering. This will be swing and a miss. Good rip at that one by Wagee. It's now 1-1. For the Gators, this is going to be their 8th game of the season. Well, for the Vikings, game number 5 of the year. As Odegaard with the 1-1 offering. This will be foul back, and it's going to be 1-2. So Odegaard got ahead 1-2 on Pollock, and now ahead 1-2 here on Wagee. Top of the second inning, Chase Miller with you. Nice crowd on hand for high school softball today on yourliveevent.com. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Odegaard gets the strikeout, her second of the afternoon, and there's one down here in the top of the second inning. Ava Gus, the center fielder, heads to the batter's box now for BGMR. As Polk stands firm at first base. Looking to bunt. This one is bunted up. Going to field it. And then by the time the second baseman came across, it was just going to be a little late. The throw goes over. The Gators will continue to make their way 60 feet, and BGMR just does the little things right. So Odegaard came to barehanded. Fuchso was barreling down from first. By the time the second baseman was able to cover, Odegaard really had to just hold on to that. And then Madeline Pollock was able to make her way from first to third on the play. And Gusty eventually goes to second. So now runners in scoring position, and the Gators with that good hard running have put themselves in a scoring opportunity here at the bottom of the lineup. And now it's the number 9 batter with McKenzie. Van Endy will be coming up to the plate on the left-handed side. So Gust at second. Polk stands at third. And BGMR threatening again here in the top of the second inning. As Odegaard sees this one be called the strike. It's 0-1. And anytime you get runners, especially in scoring position with under 2 outs when it comes to softball, sometimes you might have a delayed, almost squeeze play on. Especially with the lefty, you can maybe take one with her up the first base line if you want to play the small ball variety. The 0-1 pitch missing outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Odegaard would love her third strikeout or something that stays in the infield. On the opposite side for Von Endy, looking to see if she can put and dump something out into center, maybe left center here for the Gators, and try to plate 1, maybe 2 to come in. Here's the 1-1. That'll be out of the zone for a ball. Now 2-1. Then back to a lineup, top of the lineup with Hansen due up next here for BGMR. 2 balls and a strike here to the number 9 batter. The pitch. That'll be called the strike. Kittleson throws back to Nipstead. Not going to be in time to try to get the lead runner with Polk, as it's now 2-2. So 2-2 on the way to McKenzie is Charlie Odegaard. Let's see if she can spot the corner one more time. 2-2 pitch. Going to be fouled. And we'll keep it at 2-2 pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming here to McKenzie. Badger Greenbush-Middle River, again coming off of a state runner-up from a season ago for the Vikings, state champs back in 2024. These two teams have had tremendous success when it comes to softball in recent years. 2-2 foul tipped, and we'll keep it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good crowd making their way up the first and third base side. Northern Cass partaking in this one as well, watching who they'll play next in BGMR. And while for the Vikings, that they've already beat, possibly might see later on in the season for region softball. As this is smothered by Kittleson, it's one hopped. Good take as well by Von Endy here to not go through, and it's our first 3-ball count since the leadoff batter to Hansen in the top of the first here for Charlie Odegaard. 3-2 pitch on the way. This one goes chopped up and foul, and Von Endy having a nice at-bat here for the Gators. Following off a couple of pitches, staying alive, seeing a little bit more of what Odegaard has in the circle. As Charlie looks over inside the dugout. Runner at second again is Gust. At third is Polk. That's Madison, the 3-2. Popped up in the air. This one will go to left. The left fielder, Kate Odegaard, will make the catch. And that one was just about 10 feet past the shortstop, so not far enough to allow the third base runner to try to see if she could sprint in for a sacrifice fly. So that'll be 2 down now here in the top of the second inning, and a large out at that here for Odegaard. That's Charlie in the circle. Back to top of the lineup here with Hansen. 3 singles first time through the lineup here for BGMR as Hansen walked. Eventually her courtesy runner and Maggio came to score in the first. It's now 0-1. Gators sent 5 batters to the plate in the first inning. This is their 5th batter to the plate here in inning number 2. No balls and a strike to from Charlie Odegaard to Hansen. Taking a good rip at that one was Hansen. Now 0-2. Vikings will see bottom half of the inning. Eisenschenk, Odegaard, and Odegaard due up here with Kate and Charlie. 0-2 pitch on the way. This is laced in the air. That'll go to straight center field. The center fielder comes in, and Schmitz took a step in, then had to take a couple of steps back, and that was a hard shot on the way, but eventually it does go out as a line drive out here by Hansen. There were no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We played 1.5 today here in Kindred. It's BGMR. The Gators won. The Kindred Vikings scoreless coming up to the plate.
The Ringneck is a perfect stop for lunch or dinner in Leonard, North Dakota. The Ringneck has a wide variety menu from burgers, wraps, steak, chicken, and seafood. For that small-town family-owned dining experience, check out the Ringneck today. To place an order ahead of time for takeout, call 701-645-2465. That's 645-2465. And stop by every other Friday this winter for meat raffles. For more info and daily specials, search the Ringneck on Facebook.
Bottom of the second inning we go. Bergen Eisenschenk, the sophomore designated player, due up first here for Kindred, batting 5th in the lineup. Then it's the Odegaard sisters with Kate, the sophomore left fielder, followed by Charlie Odegaard, the senior pitcher, due up here again for the Vikings. So 5, 6, 7 batters here for Kindred as they were able to get a 2-out base hit by Janet Tazarek, but left her on at second base after a fly out by Nipstead at the end of the inning in the bottom of the first. First pitch swinging, this one's hitting the air. That'll go to left center field's got a little carry to it to the warning track, and this one's in a one-hop the wall as Eisenschenk gets a standing double on the first pitch here this second inning. So Bergen gets into scoring position here right off the bat for the Vikings in the bottom of the second, as that one had a little carry to it as Gust and Von Endy were making their way into left center field as Eisenschenk gets a extra base hit. And now the Vikings will have a runner at second base with Kate Odegaard, the sophomore left fielder, digging in. Odegaard looking to bunt, hits one up the third base line. Barehanding this one is Hansen, and this one goes through the glove of Madeline Polk at second. Coming in will be Eisenschenk to score. We're tied at 1 apiece. So we'll put the ball in play eventually, did Kindred. Eisenschenk goes second to home. Odegaard able to get in, and Emily Polk, the first baseman, was hard charging down the line, so Madeline Polk went to go cover second base. The throw just went off the glove of Madeline as she was trying to glove it, and that'll be an error here on the second baseman. Then this one gets by Dahl, the catcher, to allow Kate Odegaard to scamper now into second, and the Vikings threatening here to try to put up a crooked number in the bottom half of the second inning. So Eisenchenk eventually comes in to score at 1 apiece, and now Charlie Odegaard, a chance to help her own cause for the senior pitcher. A 1-0 pitch. Odegaard will bunt this one. Dahl will field it, flip it over to second. It'll be a sacrifice bunt. Charlie Odegaard, though, does exactly what she was asked to do. Moves her sister over to third base here with Kate, and there's one down now in the bottom of the second inning. As that one eventually goes to Dahl to Madeline Polk. So that's 2-2-4 on the putout, as now it goes to Fuchsa, the senior first baseman. Fuchsa trying to give the Vikings their first lead of the contest, as this one has hit up the first base line. That'll go foul. It's 0-1. Hansen, so far an inning and a third, has one strikeout, giving up a couple of hits against her in the circle. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Fuchsa. Fuchsa looking to bunt, takes the bunt back. Staying put at third base was Kate Odegaard. It's 1-1. That's one where sometimes you just put the play on, see what the infield is going to do in terms of how they're going to possibly cover what could be a straight squeeze or a safety squeeze opportunity, as this one runs up and out. Going back and safe at third base is Odegaard after the whip throw there by Dahl. It's now 2-1 to Fuchsa. BGMR with 1 run in the top of the first. Well, for the Vikings, 1 run here so far in the bottom of the second inning. This one is called a strike. Now 2-2. Good pitch there by Hansen, low on the far side of the zone, as Brianna just let that one go back to the catcher and Dahl. As Hansen with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fuchsa is retired. Large out number 2 here in the second after the strikeout, as it goes to Schmitz. Emma Schmitz, the freshman center fielder, then back to top of the lineup with Kittleson, the catcher, due up next here for the Vikings. Kindred 4 batters to the plate in the first, their 5th here in the second inning. Hansen sees this one, called a strike, gets 0-1. Gets ahead here on Schmitz. Vikings again taking advantage of a Bergen Eisenchenk leadoff double, eventually coming in to score and tie this game at 1 apiece here in the second. As that'll work out of the zone, Dahl has to get out of her crouch position. It's now 1-1. Vikings able to use a little bit of the small ball again, putting the ball in play with the bunt with Charlie and also Kate Odegaard. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. Hansen really got that pitch that's kind of tailing away from the right-handed batter, where it just kind of starts middle in and then all of a sudden it ends up on the far side of the plate or possibly even out of the zone. Here's the 1-2. Now 2-2. As going to go, trying to slide in safely is. Oh, what a play by Kate Odegaard. Odegaard dared Dahl to make the throw down to the third baseman, and once she did, she was off and running. So Odegaard comes in and scores. It's now going to be 2-1. So the Vikings able to get that one to come through in. It's Kate Odegaard with that second run. Able to come in and kind of force Dahl's hand a little bit. The 2-2 pitch. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 3-2. So small ball indeed scores a couple of runs here for the Vikings. What they were able to do in this second inning. Here's the payoff offering. And that'll work. Accounts full, and then eventually that'll walk. So Emma Schmitz gets aboard with the first free pass here for Hansen in the circle. And there's a runner at first base, back to top of the lineup here with Kittleson, who worked the count full her first time up, eventually striking out swinging at the bottom of the first inning. Vikings 2 runs across so far off of 2 hits. There was 1 error here against BGMR in the inning. This will be called a strike. It's 0-1, taking a good lead for first base after that one went to Dawn eventually. And her way through again was Emma Schmitz. You play center field, you know you got some wheels in front of you. as this will work out for a ball. Now they got Schmitz in a little bit of a pickle as they come through, and this one actually hits Emma on the back, and it's going to carry over into left field. Schmitz is going to round to third base. She's coming on home. Here's the relay by Harder, not in time. Schmitz goes first to home, and the Vikings have put 3 runs up here in the bottom of the second inning. Right on cue, we're talking about the speed of Emma, and she kind of did exactly what we saw from Kate Odegaard just moments ago, just kind of taking 10, 15 feet. Quickly, Dahl threw it to Hansen, who threw to Emily Pollock, and then it hit Schmitz right in the back and vaulted all the way over to left field, and Schmitz then was able to make her way through for the run scored. There's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Vikings, again, a couple of good plays on the base pass, if you will, that has allowed them to put 2 extra runs up here in the second inning. 1-2 pitch, that'll work for a ball. Now 2-2. There's been something when BGMR has done it in Minnesota. Obviously the Vikings here in North Dakota. 2-2 pitch, that'll work. It's now 3-2 as as you give a team a little bit of an inch, they'll take a mile, and that's what we've seen so far for both the Gators and the Vikings in the base pass here early on in this contest. Kittleson, second straight bat that she's worked the count full. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Kittleson hits one in the air. That'll go to left center field, and this one to the warning track. That'll one-hop the wall over Von Endy as Kittleson makes her way to second. Big turn on the way. Here's the relay. Kittleson will stand up with a triple, and the Vikings keep on swinging here in the second. Vikings able to get a runner-up. Coach Christensen will call a time here and talk it over with the Gators, as this time is brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. From banking to insurance, let Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency handle your requests. Get in touch with Jim and the crew at Kindred State Bank in Kindred, or go to kindredstatebank.com. So 3-1 Vikings here, a double followed by an infield single. Had an error that allowed Eisenschenk to come in and score. Sacrifice bunt by Charlie Odegaard, strikeout by Fuchsa, and then with Emma Schmitz up with 2 outs, Kate Odegaard able to come in and take home after forcing Dahl, where she was a good 10, 15 feet down the line, forced Dahl to throw behind her to Harder, and once she did, she sprinted in, and she was able to come in safely. And then from there, Emma Schmitz worked a walk in a similar spot at first base, went 10, 15 feet between first and second. Dahl threw it to Hansen in the circle. Hansen went behind the runner at first to Emily Pollock, who then eventually on the throw to second hit Schmitz in the shoulder that bounced over to left field, and Schmitz came first to third to score. Kittleson with the triple now stands at third base. And again, meeting on the circle, brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance. Now it goes to Mathis. Mathis takes a good healthy cut. It's 0-1. The Vikings 7th batter to the plate so far here in the bottom of the second inning, as they are trying to add up another crooked number in the bottom half of the inning with 3 runs across so far. Mathis flew out to center her last time up. She'll take a strike. It's 0-2. Mathis gave it a good swing to Gust again in center field. Here's the 0-2 offering. That'll work out of the zone now. 1-2. For the Gators, 2, 3, and 4 batters due up with Emily Pollock in the top of the third. 1-2 pitch. That'll miss. 2-2, and Kittleson again stands at third base right now, as Mathis sees 2-2 fouled, and we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Josie, first pitch, swinging her first time up. This time able to see a handful of pitches on the second at-bat here for the Vikings. Hansen goes off speed. This one's hit up the middle, and it's a base hit for Mathis as she will round first. Kittleson will come to score, and the Vikings add on to their lead as it's 4-1 here for Kindred. We'll see that go right back up the middle there for Josie. She'll get the run driven in. Kittleson comes in to score. That'll be the 4th run of the inning. And the Vikings just keep on swinging here with 2 outs. A walk with Schmitz, a triple with Kittleson, a single with Josie. And now it goes to Jenna Tazarek, who hit a double her last time up underneath the glove of the third baseman Harder in inning number 1. This is going to be hit on the ground. Oh, bobble to the second baseman, but makes the nice underhanded play. Does Madeline Polk to Landsrud there after the bobble. So it'll go 4-6 on the putout, and Jenna Tazark is retired on a fielder's choice, but not before 4 runs come across here in the inning. There were 4 hits and error with a runner left on base. We played 2 today with a new score in Kindred. It's the Vikings 4 and the Gators coming to the plate down by 3.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
High school softball here today in Kindred for the Vikings, playing with their first lead now while they go into the fielding spot here for softball, up by 3, as it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters to the plate here for the Gators. Emily Pollock takes for a ball. It's 1-0. Grounded out her last time up to Nipstead at third back in the first inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way from Charlie Odegaard. Will be called a strike. It's 1-1. Kittleson behind the plate. Fuchsa at first with Mathis over at second. Janet Tazark at shortstop. And as we mentioned, Nipstead at third here for the Vikings. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll miss for a ball now. 2-1. Kate Odegaard in left with Schmitz in center and Schliemann in right here for Kindred. 2-1. That'll work for a ball now. 3-1. That's Charlie Odegaard. 2 innings of work so far. She's given up 3 hits, a run. That was earned a walk and 2 strikeouts here today for the Vikings. 3-1 pitch. Going to miss for a ball. It's a 5-pitch walk for Emily Pollock. And for the second time, Charlie Odegaard has walked a leadoff batter here. And for the 3rd consecutive inning, the Gators have had their leadoff runner aboard, once by Hanson with the walk, Madeline Pollock with a single, and now with Emily here with a 5-pitch walk. As BGMR looking to put some runners on the base pass here and try to answer in the 3rd. Landsrud, first pitch swinging, hits one right back to the shortstop as they have a chance for 2, and they're able to do so. That one, Janet Tazark threw it over to Fuchsa, who smothered it at first. It's a line drive double play as Landsrud couldn't have hit it any harder, just right to the shortstop there in Janet Tazark. So a line drive double play. I'll go for 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Good job by Janet Tazark to first and foremost make the play, then throw it right over to Fuchsa. The runner there in Emily Pollock was already well off the bag, making her way towards second base. It's a swing and a miss to Lexi Dahl. It's 0-1. Dahl with a single her last time up. It was an infield variety, able to hustle it out and bring the runner in from third base, which was Maggio. Back in the 1st. This will be called the strike. It's 0-2. As Odegaard sees this one, no balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the 3rd inning to Lexi Dahl. And that'll work for a ball. It's now 1-2. So walk, and then very next pitch, Landsrud hits a missile right to the shortstop and Tazark, but it's a double play. And the Gators now with 2 down here in the inning. As Odegaard sees this one hit, that'll go right back up to the center fielder, who makes the play there with Schmitz. Schmitz on the run makes the play, and that'll retire this side. For the Gators, there were no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left. They had 2 hard swings that eventually resulted in outs as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Kindred Vikings up by 3.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial sales and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
No matter the need, no matter the importance, Life Care Medical Center is here for you through it all. Find nurturing professionals providing personalized care and attention for parents and their newborns during the beginning of a new life. Find specialized surgeons giving life back to patients through a wide variety of outpatient and emergent surgeries. Find physical therapists guiding one through their most challenging times, but towards their best times. Find care close to home. Life Care Medical Center.
Bottom of the third inning for the Vikings. After sending 8 batters to play in the second, we'll see what they can do here in the third. Nipstead, Eisenchenk, and Kate Odegaard due up here. Bottom of the third inning against Hanson. 2 innings of work so far, 5 hits in the circle, 4 runs that were unearned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. So far for the Vikings, 4 runs across. All 4 came in the second. BGMR, 1 run across that came in the top of the first inning. Chase Miller with you here today from Kindred. It's in the upper 50s right now. Sunny skies making its way through, wind coming in about 10 to 20 miles per hour with some gusts here from center-right center. There's a swing and a miss by Nipstead, who flew out to the center fielder Gus her last time up, took her to the warning track. It's now 0-1. It was Hanson in the circle as Nipstead steps out, takes a look at her wristband. Nipstead looking to bunt, hits one right back to the pitcher. Hanson able to play the position, gives it to Emily Pollock to retire. Nipstead here, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the third inning. It's a nice play, 1-3 on the putout. As it goes to Bergen Eisenchenk, who had a double to left center field her last time up. Center fielder Gust shading a little bit to left center. As Eisenchenk swinging a miss, it's now 0-1. BGMR up next here in Kindred. Will have a game with Northern Cass. A 1 pitch out of the zone. It's now 1-1. While on the opposite side for the Vikings, they will have Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Edgeley upcoming here for their next contest. As Hanson says she's all right, gives a thumbs up. As you see it at 1 ball and 1 strike here to Eisenchenk. Eisenchenk skies this one. That'll go to the shortstop. And she'll take a step in at first at second base in Landsrud, and Eisenchenk is retired on the pop-up, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning. Kate Odegaard, a single with a run scored. Will come in and plate the second run of the game for the Vikings. They'll take a 2-1 advantage at the time here in the bottom of the second. Hanson works ahead, swing and a miss to Odegaard. It's 0-1. As Hanson sees this off speed, and this one will be called a strike, and Hanson again hits the turf. We'll take a quick break and continue with more after this.
Hi, I'm Dana, and I live in Warroad. Warroad is a pretty special town. When we moved here not knowing anyone, I experienced all those feelings. What if this isn't the right place? Will my children be able to grow up here and thrive? All I can say is do it. It's well worth it to move to Warroad. We were welcomed with open arms. It provides so much for a small family. There's so many different opportunities here in Warroad.
Helps my bottom line. It gives back money to the community.
Of course, there's always concern with the roads, and of course, the jobs that's created because of it. We can always use extra jobs, and of course, the tax revenue and the income, and for the schools.
They're very good economic for the community. I mean, they keep everybody going. There's more money to come in.
There's going to be income coming to this fire department that they can count on, and we don't have to keep on upping the property tax.
This will help people here keep farming. How can you go wrong?
At LifeCare Medical Center, it's our honor and privilege to serve the healthcare needs of our communities here in northern Minnesota. We take great pride in our compassionate staff, dedicated physicians, and wide range of services we provide. Our primary mission is to provide quality care for a healthy life. From birth to elderly, we serve you at every age, caring for generations, caring for our communities, caring close to home. LifeCare Medical Center.
As we come back here, Hansen looks to be all right. Had one warm-up pitch, so we'll go 0-2 here to Kate Odegaard as we come back. Work out of the zone now, 1-2. And Odegaard with a single and a run scored back in the second inning. So far, a ground out with Nipstead and a pop out to Eisenschenk here in the bottom of the third inning for the Vikings. As Hansen with a 1-2. Work out of the zone for a ball now, 2-2. Charlie Odegaard, her sister, due up next if Kate can find a way to get a base hit or a walk here in the bottom of the third. 2-2, that'll work out of the zone, makes the count full, now 3-2. Fourth full count here for Hansen in the circle. 3-2 pitch, we'll miss for a walk, so after working ahead 0-2, 4 consecutive pitches that were out of the zone, and the Vikings have a runner on here in the third inning. Kindred left a runner on in the first, 1 run as well on in the second. And now Kate Odegaard stands at first base with Charlie, who had a sacrifice bunt her last time up in the second inning. Dahl with the throw back over to first base as Kate Odegaard able to come back. That was called just outside for a ball here to Odegaard, so Charlie works ahead with a 1-0 offering. Here's the 1-0. Work out of the zone. Dahl will snap back one more time, and diving in safely at first is going to be Kate Odegaard. And it's now 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, now 2-1. Fuchs due up next if Charlie can climb aboard here in the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 pitch, swung on, now 2-2 for the Gators. And the fourth, Harder, Pollock, and then Wagey due up with the 5, 6, and 7 batters. This will be strike 3 looking, and Hansen gets out of the inning unharmed. So Odegaard is retired, and that'll be a backwards K. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We played 3 today here in Kindred. Still 4-1 in favor of the Vikings on YourLiveEvent.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Top of the fourth inning, Harder with alongside Madeline Pollock and Wagey due up here again. The 5, 6, and 7 batters would still come later today here in Kindred. Top of the hour at 5 o'clock. Josh Boyko has the call of Hillsborough Central Valley and the Kindred Vikings for high school baseball here in about top of the hour in about just over 10 minutes for the first pitch between the Vikings and the Burros. Again, you can watch that on YourLiveEvent.com here at the top of the hour with the scheduled first pitch. Kate Harder struck out her last time up in the first inning, struck out swinging. As she will lead off for the third baseman here for BGMR. As Charlie Odegaard on for her fourth inning of work here for the Kindred Vikings. As this one works out of the zone for a ball, it's now 1-0. BGMR, one thing they've done well today is get their leadoff batter aboard, either with a single or a walk. All 3 innings, they found a way to get their leadoff runner on. This one will be hitting the air. That'll be down the left field line. That's got some carry to it, to the warning track, to the wall, and this one is gone. It's a solo homer for Kate Harder, and for BGMR, they get a round tripper here right down the line in left, and it's a brand new score as it's now 4-2. So really good swing on the way there for Kate Harder. And just like that, the Gators, all 4 innings with the leadoff batter aboard, but this time that leadoff batter comes in to score. So Kate Harder with the solo homer to open up the top of the 4th inning. A contest that started back at 4 o'clock here, just over 50 minutes old, as Madeline Polk, the second baseman, comes up. Last time she was up, hit a single in the 2nd. 4th hit against Odegaard in the circle. It's 4-2 here for the Vikings. As this would be swing and a miss, now 0-1. Well, if you're BGMR, all about trying to find a way to cut into that deficit, that'll definitely help, especially with the wind blowing in from center field. Able to kind of cut through the wind a little bit down the left field line. Here's the 0-1. Will be called a strike now, 0-2. So 0-2 on the way to Polk. As Odegaard sees us out of the zone, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Weege and then Gus do up here for BGMR. As the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Odegaard comes back and gets the strikeout. That'll be her 3rd one down here in the top of the 4th inning. Weege, who struck out her last time up in the 2nd inning. As Weege digs in from the left-handed side, as Odegaard sees this one, swing and a miss. Now it's 0-1 for the Gators softball program. 5 batters in the 1st inning. They had 5 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, but there was a double play and a couple hard hits in that 3rd inning. And so far, their 3rd batter here of the 4th. Here's the 0-1. This one's going to be hitting the air. That'll go down the left field line and slicing, and this will be a foul ball, and it will be a catch as well by Kate Odegaard. Kate did a good job coming down the line there and left to make the play in foul territory, so it'll be a fly out for the 2nd out here of the 4th. Now it goes to Ava Gust, who singled her last time up in the 2nd inning. As Odegaard, after the leadoff homer, has retired back-to-back batters. This one hops to Kittleson. It's now 1-0 for the Vikings. In the bottom of the 4th, they will have 8-9-1 with Fuchsa batting leadoff here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Kindred. Here's the 1-0 offering from Charlie Odegaard. As Odegaard will see this on the zone, is looking to bunt there was Gust. It's now 2-0. Vikings lead by 2, top of the 4th inning. The Vikings put all of their runs so far up in the bottom of the 2nd. For BGMR, 1 run in the 1st and 1 so far here in the 4th. As it'll be high now, 3-0. 3 strikeouts today for Charlie Odegaard. Has given up a couple of walks, 1 in the 1st and then 1 as well in the 3rd inning. 3-0 offering here from Odegaard. I'll be called a strike. It's 3-1. Von Endy due up next here for BGMR. If Gus can find a way to get a base hit or earn a walk as well. Here's a 3-1. That'll work for a 5-pitch walk and take your base here for Gus, as she will go to first, and BGMR now has a tying run with Mackenzie Von Endy coming up here for the Gators. 5th batter of the inning, then it goes to Hansen, the 3rd time through the lineup here for the Gators. Runner at first is Ava Gust. The pitch That'll miss. Runner will stay put. Now she's going to break to second base, and this one goes past the first baseman. So going from first to third will be Gus. She's going to be waved on in. Here's the relay, not going to be in time, and Gus goes first to third. Very similar play that we saw Kindred use in the second. Gus comes in to score, and the Gators softball program has made it now 4-3. So yeah, Kittleson go to Odegaard. Odegaard threw it to Fuchsa. The amount of time she threw it to Fuchsa went into right field, so you're going to have the error as well. And just like that, BGMR has plated 2 runs in the inning. That's a 1-0 count on the way to Von Endy. As McKenzie hits this one on the ground, that goes to Nipstead at third. Nipstead fires across diamond, not in time. It's an infield single here for McKenzie. And for this BGMR program, they have the tying run aboard here in the top of the 4th inning. As you go back to Hansen. So Kaylee Hansen with a walk and a line drive out her last time up to the center fielder Schmitz here in the second. This will be the 6th batter of the inning against Charlie Odegaard. Hit in the air. This one's got a little carry to it, but that'll go out to Schliemann in right, and that'll retire the side for the fly up. But not before 2 runs come across on 2 hits. There was an error and a runner left. We played 3.5 today here in Kindred with a new score. It's the Kindred Vikings for BGMR, the Gators. They are back within 1 at 3.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning for the Vikings, Fuchsa, Schmitz, and then back to the top of the lineup with Kittleson here for Kindred. Hansen in the circle, 3 innings of work, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Von Endy in left field, Gust in center, and Wagee in right again for BGMR, which scores 2 runs in the top of the inning to get back within a 1-run contest here at 4-3. Harder stands at third base with Landsrud at short, Madeline Polk still at second, Emily over at first, and Dahl behind the plate with Hansen again in the circle for the Skinner softball program. Fuchsa 0 for 1 with a strikeout her last time up in the second, takes a good swing at this one. It's 0-1. Both these teams with another game later tonight, as Kindred will go up against Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, Edgeley. Fuchsa, did she go through the zone? They're going to appeal. Yes, she did. It's 0-2. Now for BGMR, they will have a date with Northern Cass after the conclusion of this game. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Foul tipped into the glove of Dahl, and that'll be the 4th strikeout here for Hansen. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So back-to-back Ks for Hansen in the circle, as we see it now with Emma Schmitz. Emma with the walk eventually came in a score very similar to what we just saw from Gus going first to home in the 2nd inning. She takes this one outside for a ball. It's 1-0. As Hansen sees this one. 1-0 pitch is hit up the first base side. That'll go foul. It's 1-1. As Kindred try to see if they can get a little 2-out rally going, as they were able to do so in the second with a couple of outs, but 2 runners in. Looking to bunt, taking it back. This one works for a ball. It's going to be 2-1 here to Emma Schmitz, the freshman center fielder. Then back to the top of the lineup here with Kittleson. The question is, will Kittleson have a chance to bat with a runner aboard, or will it be 2 down and nobody on? 2-1 pitch. Now it's 2-2. As Hansen trying to get into a little bit of a rhythm here for this BGMR program, as that one is fouled back, and we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Dahl behind the plate gives a sign. This one off speed, and Hansen gets her third consecutive strikeout in a row, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. First strikeout of the contest, and that will be to Kettleson, who's 1 of 2 today with a triple and a run scored. Kettleson hits this one foul. Those will be 0-1. Top of the 5th inning, BGMR will see their 2, 3, and 4 batters with Emily Pollock due up the first baseman to lead things off in the 5th. 0-1 on the way to Kettleson. As Kettleson will take a strike, it's now 0-2. Hansen pounding the zone here in the 4th. A strikeout of Fuchs, a strikeout of Schmitz. Works snowballs and 2 strikes ahead on Kettleson. And Kettleson, strike 3, swinging, and that'll retire the side. And Hansen does indeed strike out the side for her 4th consecutive strikeout. A 3-up, 3-down 4th as we head to the 5th inning. Still 4-3 Kindred on your liveevent.com.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Top of the 5th inning we go. Emily Polk with Landsrud and then Lexi Dahl here. 2, 3, and 4 batters due up for BGMR. Down by 1 after putting 2 runs across in the 4th. A tidy 3-up, 3 down in the bottom half. And BGMR right now maybe a little momentum on their side, trying to see if they can tie or take the lead, as this one is going to be right on home plate. And it will be a foul ball, something you don't see too terribly often, as it hit about 1 or 2 inches on top of home plate, took a little backspin, and then just stayed there as well. So it'll be 0-1. Emily Pollock probably couldn't try to do that again if she tried with that particular swing. As we'll see it all over again, 0-1. Emily with a walker last time up on 5 pitches, and then grounded out to the third baseman in Nipstead back in the 1st. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line drive, that'll be 1 hopper to Tazarek across the diamond in time for the out. Good play by Jana. 6-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down. For BGMR, 3 runs so far, 5 hits. They've left 4 batters aboard, and they've committed 1 error. For the Kindred Vikings, they've had 4 runs on 5 hits. They've left 3 aboard, and they've committed 1 error as well. Tegan Landsrud hit a line drive right to Janet Tazarek at shortstop, which resulted in a double play her last time up. As this one's going to go foul. It's 0-1. For 2 here is Tegan at the plate so far today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It'll be low for a ball now, 1-1. Dahl with the on-deck circle here for the catcher for BGMR. Odegaard with the offering, as this one's going to be fouled yet again. It's now 1-2. So a couple foul balls here by Landsrud. It's Charlie on for her 5th inning of work here in the circle for the Vikings. Odegaard sees this one. It's a little dribbler up the third base line. Kittleson will play this one. That would have been a tough play even if you barehand and make a perfect throw. Hustling out of the box will be Landsrud, as that one just kind of made its way up the third baseline. Stayed fair. It will be a infield hit for BGMR, and the Gator softball program has a runner aboard here in the top of the fifth inning. Now goes to Lexi Dahl, who's one of two today with a single and then a fly out her last time up in the third to Schmitz in center field. The pitch to Dahl, as that one will miss for a ball. It's 1-0. Quickly, Kittleson gets that one back to Charlie in the circle as Landsrud stands at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. I'll miss outside the zone, now 2-0. For BGMR, 5 batters in the first. They were able to put 5 batters in the second, 3 in the third, part of that double play, and then they had 6 in the fourth. Here's a 2-0. That'll work out of the zone, now 3-0. If Dahl gets aboard, it's Kate Harder, who had a solo home run to open up the fourth inning on the on-deck circle here for BGMR. Dahl taking all the way, takes a strike, it's 3-1. 8th game of the season again for the Skater Club. Game number 5 of the year here for Kindred. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hit on the ground. This one goes to Janet Tazar, trying to get the lead runner, unable to do so. The relay not going to be in time. Reaching on a fielder's choice to be Lexi Dahl, as Tegan Landsrud was hustling Janet Tazar, trying to give it to Mathis. But by the time Mathis was at second, easily sliding in was Landsrud. And now there's the tying run and the go-ahead run at first base. And BGMR will have a courtesy runner coming into this contest as they will make their way through here at first, as this one will be Bryn Lawrenson. So Bryn stands at first base. As now it's going to be to Kate Harder here, who's one of 2 with a solo homer again back in the fourth inning. Runner at second is Landsrud. The pitch, taking all the way for a strike, it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 offering on the way to Harder. There's Charlie Odegaard. Looking to battle a little bit here in the fifth. Looking to bunt. Harder will take a strike. It's 0-2 as runners stay put there with Landsrud and alongside Lawrenson at first base. So no balls, 2 strikes with runners in first and second. As Charlie Odegaard here works ahead with an 0-2. Strike 3, looking Odegaard gets the strikeout, her 4th, and there's 2 down. Odegaard has struck out Keaton now twice, and she's struck out Madeline Polk her last time up, but Madeline, her first time up, has a single, 1 of 2 at the plate. BGMR looking to at least tie this game up here in the fifth. Odegaard delivers a strike, it's 0-1. As Odegaard, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks so far. 6 hits against. Odegaard sees this one out of the zone, as it's now 1-1. Bottom of the inning for the Vikings. 2, 3, 4 batters with Josie Mathis to lead things off. Here's the 1-1 on the way. That'll be out of the zone. Kittleson will play this one, trying to get the lead runner at third. Not going to be in time, as that one just trying to snow cone it there was Kittleson. Now it's going to be 2-1, so Landsrud goes to third base. Lawrenson goes to second. BGMR with runners in scoring position with a 2-1 count to Madeline Polk. As Odegaard sees this one, it's a line drive to the right fielder, and this one a one-hop and get by Schliemann in right. 1 run comes in. Lawrenson will come in. Madeline Polk will see how far she can go, as she will go to third base and slide in there, and the Gators now have a 5-4 advantage. So Tegan Landsrud comes in and score. Lawrenson comes in as well. Madeline Polk makes her way to third base. And it's a 5-4 contest here in the top of the 5th inning. As Schliemann see that one tail away from her a little bit at right, and then once it took the one hop and with 2 outs, runners were going. But once it got by her, it was easily going to score 2, and now BGMR back-to-back innings that they put 2 runs up as this one is fouled back by Wagee, and it's 0-1. Wagee 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. That's another base hit. It'll be the second of the inning as well. It'll make her way for Madeline Polk all the way to third base. There's the 0-1 offering. This one fouled off of Kittleson. It's now going to be 0-2. So good job there for Madeline Polk. Hit one opposite field for the extra base hit, driving in a couple of runs. This one's going to be hit in the air. That'll be down the left field line, but a foul ball. That is fair by Wagee. Another run comes in for BGMR instead. We'll keep it at 0-2. So for BGMR, 6th batter of the inning here in the 5th with Ava Gust, the on-deck batter, due up. If Wagee can get a base hit here. 0-2 is going to be hit on the ground. This will be a tough play. Backhanded by the second baseman. Mathis throws across in time for the out. 4-3 on the put-up. But 2 runs come across on a couple of hits. Yet again, there was no errors and a runner left. We played 4.5 today. Here in Kindred, new score, it's BGMR 5. The Kindred Vikings coming to the plate down by 1.
When we bought our first home in Fargo, we had no idea where to start. A friend told us to call First Class Mortgage, and I'm so glad we did. They explained every step, answered all of our questions, and made us feel completely at ease. We closed on time and even got a better rate than expected. If you're buying or refinancing, trust me, call First Class Mortgage. They really do live up to their name.
First Class Mortgage is locally owned. Visit firstclasscorp.com for more info.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
As Josie Mathis takes a ball to open up the bat, she's 1 of 2 today with a single and a run driven in. Her last time up in the second inning. Hansen sees this one, jammed her, popped her up. That'll go to the first baseman with the catch in fair territory is Emily Pollock. And the Vikings are retired for their first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hansen right now is starting to deal a little bit as she's retired 5 consecutive batters. And as well has retired 8 of the last 9, with the one batter being a walk with Kate Odegaard. So getting in a rhythm here is Hansen. Hansen sees this one out of the zone for a ball. It's now 1-0. 5th inning of work in the circle. Vikings put up 4 runs in the second. That's where they put all their runs to this point. Down by 1. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-1. Last time the Vikings were trailing in this game, it was 1-0 after they topped the first inning before Kindred put up 4 runs in the bottom half of the second. That's the zone now, 2-1. Janetta Zark so far here today with a double and also reach base or is out on a fielder's choice in the second. Well, they retired Mathis at second base. 2-1 pitch. That'll be high now, 3-1. Nipstead due up next here for the Vikings. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 pitch, taking a healthy cut at that is Zark. It's now 3-2. Payoff pitch, hit, and this one will be to right field. That'll be a base knock on the way, opposite field. Base hit here for Jana. And the Vikings get the tying run aboard here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll be the first hit since the second against Hansen here for this Kindred club. That's their 6th hit of the contest. Now it goes to Sierra Nipstead. Nipstead will see this one all the way to the backstop, making her way to second base will be Tazark. She'll take the big turn there. 1-0 here to Nipstead. As Sierra 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a ground out. Tying run, though, now in scoring position for the Vikings. They've left 3 runners on so far through 4 innings of play. The 1-0, Nipstead looking to bunt, takes it back. This one will make her way to third base. Is Tazark, and that was a really good throw as the shortstop Landsrud came in to help out the third baseman harder. You couldn't have thrown it any better if you're a Dahl. Right when the tag came down, the slide was coming in for Tazark, but able to get those fingertips on third base before the throw. And it will be 2-0 now to Nipstead with the tying run 60 feet away. Eisenschenk due up next here for Kindred. 2-0 Nipstead looking to bunt. This one will be a foul ball by Sierra. Let's see if he can put the ball in play and then force Dahl to make a decision. If she throws it to first, you know Tazark is going to be coming down the line at third to try to tie it up. If Dahl holds it and maybe fakes to throw to first, you can try to maybe see if you can get the runner Tazark in a pickle. Now we'll see what Sam Brandt wants to do with a 2-1 count. 2-1 pitch. Nipstead will take a strike. It's now 2-2. So pop up by Mathis. Janet Tazark with a single. Made her way towards second on a wild pitch. Then the stolen base to third. Nipstead hits one on the ground. This one will go up the third base side. Foul. And we'll keep it at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nipstead looking to battle right now with Hansen. Hansen off speed out of the zone now. 3-2, and Dahl this time just forces the runner Tazark to go back to third. Doesn't throw behind her. Therefore, the catcher Dahl. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to the cleanup batter to the Vikings. And Nipstead, strike 3, looking is retired. So Sierra is the 7th strikeout here for Hansen in the circle. And it's 2 down, and now up to Bergen Eisenschenk, who hit a double to left center and popped out her last time up to the shortstop in the third. Eisenschenk hits one on a line, and this one will be down for a base hit, and Eisenschenk ties up the game at 5 apiece. So Bergen gets her first run driven into the contest. It'll be her second hit. She'll stand at first base, and the Vikings have tied this one up here at 5. First pitch swinging for Eisenschenk. Hit that one on a line right in front of the left fielder in Von Endy. Now it goes to Kate Odegaard, who's reached base twice so far here today. Odegaard takes a ball. It's 1-0, and that's what you do. You pick up your teammates across with 2 down. Eisenschenk able to drive in the runner, Janet Tazark from third base. As this one's going to get through Dahl for a second. They'll throw down to second as Eisenschenk will make her way now into scoring position. So 2 balls, no strikes. Here to Kate Odegaard. Odegaard put the ball in play in the second inning, eventually came in and scored as well. And Kate will see this one out of the zone now, 3-0. Her sister Charlie is on the on-deck circle. 5th batter of the inning here for the Vikings as Hansen with the 3-0, taking a good swing at that one. It's now 3-1 was Kate. So a single by Tazark with 1 out eventually comes in to score. After that pass ball and a stolen base to third, able to get in. Here's a 3-1. That'll miss for a 5-pitch walk, and Odegaard gets aboard here with 2 down in the 5th inning. That's her second walk of the contest. She has 2 of the 3 here against Hansen in the circle, and we'll get a quick time here as Dahl's going to talk it over with the infield. So you got Eisenschenk at first base. Odegaard stands at first. This meeting on the circle is brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. Go to kindredstatebank.com for more information as Charlie Odegaard 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning, then struck out looking here in the third, her last time up. Well, for BGMR in the 6th, they will see the 8, 9, and 1 batters with Ava Gustu up here in the top of the 6th inning. Vikings trying to see if they can regain the advantage here with a base hit and play with a lead going in the 6th. Bare minimum, they've done what they were looking to do, which is tie the game up and make it a new score, if you will, through 5. This one out of the zone here to Charlie Odegaard. It's 1-0. There's Hansen. Sees this one. Now swing and a miss. It's 1-1. One ball and one strike on the way here to Charlie. Odegaard sees this low. Now 2-1. Again, Eisenchenk at second base. Kate Odegaard at first. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way. This will be hitting the air up the first base side. That'll go foul. It's now 2-2. Fuchs due up next if Odegaard can find a way to get aboard here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Two out of the zone works to count full, and back-to-back batters that have worked a 3-ball count here with Hansen in the circle. The 3-2 pitch, off speed. This one will be hit up the middle. That's through. The center fielder, Gus, will come in. Here's the throw. Eisenchenk, she will slide in, and at third base, the run will score. The question is she out at third or not? As they're making their way through, as going Odegaard first to third. And I believe they're going to say that she's safe. Talking it over just to make sure that the throw eventually was cut off and then thrown to try to get Kate Odegaard at first. You saw the home plate umpire put down that Bergen Eisenchenk would come in and score before their respective tag. And they're going to talk it over here to see what's going to happen. So Charlie got a base hit. She stands at second right now. The question is the runner Odegaard out at third or safe? And is it a 6-5 game with runners at second and third and 2 out, or is it a 6-5 game and we go to the top of the 6th with BGMR coming up to the plate? The home plate umpire immediately pointed home as Eisenchenk was crossing as that tag came and the slide at third base. So we'll see what the discussion eventually results into, as they're going to say safe at third. So Eisenchenk going to come in and score. Odegaard goes from first to third. Charlie Odegaard gets a base hit here. And we'll see runners at second and third. It's 6-5 now here for the Kindred Vikings, and a chance to add on to their lead with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. As now it goes to Fuchs. As O'Keefe stands at second base now, coming in for Charlie for the courtesy runner. As this will be a ball, it's 1-0. So Fuchs, base hit here, would put at least 1, if not 2 more runs up on the board. Vikings 2 runs across here in the 5th inning. There's a good rip at it. It's now 1-1. Back and forth we go here. 2 runs in the top of the 4th for BGMR and the top of the 5th. Vikings answer with 2 runs here so far in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-1 pitch is going to be hit on the ground. This will be foul. It's 1-2. Emma Schmidt's due up next here for Kindred. So O'Keefe at second base. Kate Odegaard stands at third. Pitch goes all the way to the backstop. Runners will stay put. Immediately helping out was Hansen. Dahl quickly got to the backstop as it's now 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Just low now, 3-2. But if you're Coach Christensen, that's where you like to see Hansen kind of attack the zone a little bit, trying to see if he can get the batter to roll over that softball. Here's the 3-2. Hit in the air. This one will be a little line drive. Good play by Lanzard across the diamond, but a 1 hops the first baseman, Emily Pollock. 1 run comes in. The next run will come in to score as well, and going to second base will be Fuchs. So Fuchs put the ball in play, and that'll be a throwing error, and then another one that will allow the runner to come in, as it's 8-5 here through 5 innings. So a couple of runs come in to score. You're able to see that coming through as Kate Odegaard comes in, O'Keefe comes in as well, and the Kindred Vikings will put up a new score here at 8-5. So 8-5 here as we head to the top of the sixth inning. Eventually getting thrown out was Huxa here as we make our way to the top of the sixth. New score, Kindred put 4 runs across here in the bottom of the fifth.
And everything they said is what they did. When they built the plan, wildlife wanted this, wanted that. They bent over backwards to satisfy everybody.
This kind of gave us a shot in the arm. Now we're going to build a new community center. We're allowed to give funding to a lot of our school programs.
Our kids have had all of this as their backyard, so it's a great way of life.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
As we hit to the top of the sixth inning, BGMR will see this here. This one will miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. Ava Gus comes up to the plate, a single with a walk, and a run scored as well. That run scored back in the fourth inning here for BGMR as they currently are down by 3 after 4 runs come across in the bottom of the inning. As this will be a swing and a miss. It's now 1-1. Still to come a little bit later on here tonight for both these teams. Part 2 of their games. BGMR with Northern Cass, while the Vikings will go up against the Lobos of Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, Edgeley. Here's the 1-1 on the way. That'll miss for a ball, now 2-1. Again, 8, 9, and 1 batters due up here for Badger Greenbush-Middle River, as they're currently down to their final 3 outs, or their final 6 outs as it stands right now. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That'll be called a strike, now 2-2. As Ava Gust trying to see if she can get aboard for her 3rd time of the contest. And Charlie Odegaard looking for her 5th strikeout. 2-2 pitch, swung on a miss, and Odegaard gets strikeout number 5, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. As BGMR will come into plate with the number 9 batter. As Odegaard gets the strikeout. Back-to-back innings now that Odegaard has gotten the leadoff batter here for BGMR. As this one is laced up the third base side foul. Von Endy is 1 of 2 so far today with a single. Fly out to the left fielder, Kate Odegaard, back in the 2nd inning after working the count full here for McKenzie. Odegaard with Kettleson, the battery here today for the Vikings. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed. Got her a little bit out in front. It's 0-2 in a contest that started about an hour and a half ago here today for high school softball. A little Minnesota-North Dakota clash. Latter part of April. Here's the 0-2. That'll be up out of the zone now, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one will go foul towards the opposite diamond here at Kindred. As we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one will be chopped up the third baseline foul. And it stays here at 1-2. Back to the top of the lineup here with Hansen. That'll be the 4th time through for BGMR against Charlie Odegaard. Seeing her in the circle. 1-2 pitch. Did not go through the zone. Now 2-2. A bit of a slapper here is McKenzie, which means if you're at third base, the softball's going to be coming at you quickly. Sometimes being patient, trying to zip that one opposite field. 2-2, there it is, and this one is going to be a C&I single on the way for Janet Tazorek, able to make the dive there at shortstop, but was never going to get McKenzie, as there's a base hit, and for the third time today, McKenzie does get aboard. And BGMR gets a runner on here in the top of the 6th inning. 8th hit against here, Charlie Odegaard, is now it goes to Hansen. Hansen 0 for 2 with a walk. Came back in the first inning. Hits one on the screws into left center field, and that's going to split the gap. Going to second base, and on to third is going to be McKenzie. Von Endy, the relays coming in here to Janet Tazorek. The throw, not going to be in time, is going to third base. Here will be Hansen. It's an RBI double as she will make her way eventually then to third base on the throw, and they've got a new score here at 8-6. A good piece of hitting there by Hansen, able to help her own cause. McKenzie goes first to home to come in. And BGMR now with the tying run at home plate. As BGMR will have Emily Pollock due up here, the first baseman, with one down in the 6th inning. And she will hit one on the ground. Tazorek will look back the runner, throw eventually to first, and the runner will stay put at third base. As this one comes through with 2 down. So Emily Pollock is retired. Nice play by Janet Tazorek at shortstop. 6-3 on the putout. As Landsrud is 1 of 3. As Landsrud with a single and a run scored her last time up, hits one in the air to center. This one's got a little carry to it to the warning track, and this one will one-hop the wall with Schmitz. Making her way to second base is Landsrud, and eventually coming in to score here for BGMR on the play. As this one coming in will be Maggio. The courtesy runner will score her second run of the contest, so Maggio will come in. As now runner will be at second, and it's 8-7. So Landsrud able to get that double. Her second base knock gets her first run driven into the contest. And now it goes to Lexi Dahl, the catcher. Dahl today has reached base twice. 1 of 3. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 5th inning. But a chance to tie this game up here for BGMR. 2 runs in the top of the 6th as this one goes foul. As it's 0-1. Then Harder is due up next. BGMR with 6 batters here in the 6th inning. They put 7 runs up so far. Kindred with 8. As Charlie Odegaard goes off speed, got her out in front, goes to Tazorek. Tazorek goes across the diamond in time to Fuchsa to retire the side. I'll go 6-3 on the putout, but not before. We'll see 2 runs come across. There were 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We have a new score. It's 8-7, Kindred, here on your liveevent.com as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning we go here in Kindred for high school softball on your liveevent.com, as we'll have this scheduled batters of 9, 1, and 2 upcoming. here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Then a reminder, we'll have Game 2 coming up here with the Lobos and Kindred a little bit later on here tonight as well. BGMR will be going up against a Northern Cass here in their second part of the doubleheader in a game that was already scheduled. The one with the Lobos just kind of fit on the schedule for them to get reset from a game that was supposed to happen earlier here in the month of April that eventually was not able to happen and come in. As Sam Brandt talking over with their head umpire, and then he's going to talk it over with Kent Christensen. Just in terms of the substitutions and everything that's going on. So look to be all set as Schmitz will step up to the plate. 0-for-1 today with a walk and a run scored back in the second inning. Struck out in the fourth for Hansen. 5 innings of work. She has given up 8 hits so far. 8 runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. As this is going to be called the strike, it's 0-1. 4 runs in the second, 4 runs in the fifth for the Vikings. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Looking to bunt. This one goes right back to the pitcher. Hansen underhands it, but this one on the throw goes past the second baseman, Madeline Polk, and then you're going to see Schmitz making her way to second base. So that'll be an E1 on the play on the error. And we're going to see the Vikings looking for a little insurance here right on cue here in the bottom of the 6th as it goes now to Kittleson. So good bunt on the way for Schmitz. Hansen went to underhand it, but then just threw it over Madeline Polk, who was covering at first. Bunting on the way here is Kittleson, and they'll test the pitcher one more time. This was clean, 1-3 on the put-up, but Kittleson is retired on the sacrifice bunt, moving the runner ahead 60 feet, and there's one down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It goes to Mathis. Mathis 1-3 today with a run driven in back in the second inning, part of those 4 runs for Kindred. Infield will come in. Mathis looking to bunt. Gets this one up. Dahl will play it, throw it over to first. Runner's going to come in and eventually come in and score. So nice play as there is the second out. So Dahl does go to Madeline Polk on the play as it's now a 9-7 contest. And there's 2 down. So Mathis does what she was asked to do. Emma Schmitz eventually does come in to score to make it 9-7 after Dahl threw that one. Immediately coming was Schmitz to home plate. So Mathis does her job. First pitch swinging here is Jenna Tazark. It's 0-1. No balls and a strike. Here at Tazark, who's reached base 2 times here today. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2, but the Vikings get a little breathing room here, up by 2. Bare minimum as it stands now, heading to the 7th. Unless they can get a little 2-out rally going. Tazark sees one out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off speed at the hands, now 2-2. BGMR will see 5, 6, and 7 batters due up in the top half of the 7th inning. 2-2 pitch. That'll work out of the zone. It's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes across the way here for the Vikings. As this one is going to be hit, and look out, everybody looks to be okay. Second time that we've seen one that went up the far side and near the Vikings dugout as it continues to be 2-2. Or excuse me, the 3-2 pitch upcoming here to Tazark. Swing and a miss, and Hansen gets the strikeout. That'll be her 8th, and that'll retire the side. We go to the top of the 2nd inning of the 7th inning. It's the Kindred Vikings 9, the BGMR Gator softball program 7 down to their final 3 outs here of this contest.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
No matter the need, no matter the importance, Life Care Medical Center is here for you through it all. Find nurturing professionals providing personalized care and attention for parents and their newborns during the beginning of a new life. Find specialized surgeons giving life back to patients through a wide variety of outpatient and emergent surgeries. Find physical therapists guiding one through their most challenging times, but towards their best times. Find care close to home. Life Care Medical Center.
As Eisenschenk will come in and now play right field for the Kindred Vikings. For BGMR, you're going to see Kate Harder at the plate. 1 of 3 today, but that one was a solo home run to open up the 4th inning here for the Skinner softball program. Madeline Polk, and then you have Jocelyn Wagey due up here for BGMR as this one works in the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. 5, 6, and 7 batters again for the Gators. They're down to their final 3 outs as it stands currently, unless they can put 2 runs up here in the top of the 7th inning. As Kate hits one in the air, this one will go foul. It's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to the third baseman as Harder will dig in here. Hits one in the air. This one will go to Eisenschenk, who tries to make a sliding catch, and it'll get by her from first to second. Harder, how far can she go? She'll go now all the way to third and gets aboard here for BGMR. Nice piece of hitting. It was an inside-out swing. Eisenschenk gave it a good chance out there out in right field to try to make a sliding catch, but Harder eventually gets to third base. So you need a BGMR to at least get 1 run to bring the tying run up. That tying run now is Madeline Polk, who's reached base 2 times today, 2 for 3 with a single, and her last time up hit one out to right that plated 2 runs across as well in the 5th inning. Charlie Odegaard sees this one here as that goes foul. It's 0-1. BGMR trying to see if they can find a way to get to Hansen in that top of the lineup. If you're able to do so, might not score, but that means another one or two has at least gotten on base, bare minimum. Here's the 0-1. Hit in the air one more time, right back to Eisenschenk and right. This one will dine in front of Bergen as the throw gets by the shortstop, but it is a RBI here for Madeline Polk. She's on base for her 3rd time. Another run driven in. It'll be with Harder here, and BGMR as the tying run at first base. So 8-9. So now goes to Wagey. Wagey 0 for 3 here today. Wagey will take a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to the right fielder here for BGMR. That'll work out of the zone now, 1-1. So a couple of hits to right field have put BGMR right back in the driver's seat here, if you will, with nobody out here in the 7th. And Wagey hits one up the third baseline. That'll go foul. It's 1-2. As Wagey comes back up again with the runner at first here in Madeline Polk. Odegaard looking for her 6th strikeout. The 1-2. Off speed, got her out in front. This one a little lazy fly. Oh, what a play by the second baseman, and it's a twin killing. What a play by Mathis. At second base, she makes the diving attempt with a sprawl-out catch, and they get Wagey out and Pollock as well on the twin killing. A line drive that'll eventually result in a 6 to then make that a 4-3 double play, and there's 2 down. Seen a couple of double plays turned by the middle infield here today for the Vikings. A really nice one at that. That's a defensive play on the way. As it now goes to Gust, as BGMR needs a little 2-out magic going here in the 7th inning. And Gust will take a strike, gets 0-1. Gust with a single in the 2nd. Had a walk and came in a score in the 4th. Is one of 2 so far here today for the Gator center fielder. Here's the 0-1 offering. Gus looking to bunt. This one is going to be fouled. It's now 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes on the way. 2 down here as the BGMR softball team down to their final strike against the Vikings. Odegaard with the pitch. Swing and foul tipped as Gus stays alive here in the 7th. 9-8 Vikings up by 1 here, top of the 7th inning. The pitch. Off speed, hit in the air. That'll be down for a base hit in front of Kate Odegaard. Rounding first, big turn by Gus. She's going to try to slide in, and she will slide in safely. As they came in and going to second base, but then coming off the bag will be Gust. The applied tag by Mathis, and that'll do it. So you get the double by Gust, and then she came off the bag. Mathis came down and eventually applied the tag, and that's how we'll finish off this ball game that wraps up at 5:45 here this afternoon. In a game that goes 1 hour and 45 minutes, the Kindred Vikings pick up the win 9-8 over BGMR. And eventually, Mathis applies the tag, and she'll be resulted in all 3 outs with that line drive that took Wagey out and then got the runner there, Pollock at first base, and then applying the tag, eventually coming off, able to earn that one as well. The Kindred Vikings pick up the win 9-8 over BGMR. We're back with more after this here on our post-game show. Take a look at the final stats when we return.
Hi, I'm Kate, and I live in World, Minnesota. It's south of Canada on Lake of the Woods. There's lots of outdoor opportunities like fishing, boating, hunting, things like that. And we do have a lot of local businesses, clothing stores, coffee shops, bars and restaurants. You know pretty much everybody. Everyone's gonna support you. Everyone's there for you. Warroad's a super safe community. It's a great place to raise a family. You never know what you can find in a community like this. I always think small town, but big hearts.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
The Ringneck is a perfect stop for lunch or dinner in Leonard, North Dakota. The Ringneck has a wide variety menu from burgers, wraps, steak, chicken, and seafood. For that small-town family-owned dining experience, check out the Ringneck today. To place an order ahead of time for takeout, call 701-645-2465. That's 645-2465. And stop by every other Friday this winter for meat raffles. For more info and daily specials, search the Ringneck on Facebook.
As we come back here, your final again, the Kindred Vikings pick up the win 9-8 over BGMR here today. An hour and 45 minutes. Odegaard picks up the win. Hansen picks up the loss in the circle. The Vikings 9 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 3 runners left on base. BGMR 8 runs on 13 hits, 4 errors, and 7 runners left on base here today for BGMR. They dropped to 3-5 on the season. Kindred improves to 4, make that 5-0 on the year. Odegaard 7 innings of work, 13 hits against, 8 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. While for Hansen, 6 innings of work, 8 hits, 9 runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts here today. Vikings, really good part of the lineup was Eisenschenk, Odegaard, and Odegaard here as they were able to reach base between those 3 6 times and also score 5 runs through across as well, with Bergen scoring 2 of them. Kate Odegaard scored 2 runs, and Charlie Odegaard puts 1 run across offensively. Well, for BGMR, you had Kate Harder with a home run and a triple. She would score twice and drive in a run here today for the third baseman for BGMR. It's now time to get to our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer in Hillsboro. Go to Agassi Precision Ag and check them out again in Hillsboro. Our play of the contest is going to be the line drive double play as Jocelyn Awagi hit one up the middle. Mathis able to make the catch and then eventually get the runner out at first base as well with Madeline Pollock. And that was a big double play after B.G. Morrow had the tying run at the plate at first. Again, that is part of our double play here, brought to you in part by Agassi. Go to Agassi Precision Ag. That again is AgassiPrecisionAg.com. From there to our Enbridge Energy player of the game here in this one. Kind of a 1-2 combination, but for the Kindred Vikings, able to come through and doing a really good job was Kate Odegaard for the sophomore left fielder with a couple runs. She reached base all 3 times, 2 walks and a single here for Kate Odegaard, doing a good job here today for the Kindred Vikings. Again, Kate Odegaard is our player of the game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That is Enbridge.com. Again, Kate Odegaard is our player of the game here in terms of what she was able to do, and stealing one more time home in the second inning, where she kind of baited Dahl to throw behind her to hit harder. She did, and what she did was beelining it towards home plate for that one. So Kate Odegaard is our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com. The Kindred Vikings pick up the win 9-8 over BGMR. For BGMR, they are back again playing Northern Cass in the next part on the softball diamond right behind us. While for the Kindred Vikings, they will be up next against the Lobos of Lemoore Litchfield Marion, upcoming here a little bit later on tonight. Again, your final in game number 1. The Kindred Vikings pick up the win by a final of 9-8. Coming up, we'll get to part 2 here with the Lobos and the Vikings around the corner when we return here on your LiveEvent.com.